So hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to a thrift store prepper video, and today we're going to be doing another prison ramen recipe for you for your survival purposes, be it in the apocalypse, got no power, you're living in a dormitory, or you're just renting a room, you don't really want to be cooking, you don't want to be messing around in the kitchen. We're going to make a pretty filling and delicious dish today. This you can make without a stove, without a saucepan, without a pot to piss in, basically. So no further ado, we're going to dive straight in. So today we're going to be using one of our Indian snack bags that I've already eaten, and this was actually a little bit disappointing, but never mind, that's not what we're here to do, review the snack that I've already eaten. It's about the meal that we're going to prepare. So if you have seen some of our prison recipes before, you know that we tend to cook in a bag, and for this purpose, this is going to be our stove today, the bel puri, or if that's how you pronounce it correctly. I'm sorry if I've insulted the fine nation of India with my abysmal pronunciation of your delicious snack. But as we said, it's not about what was in it, it's about what is going in it. So, as you know, ramen noodles. And there's a solid piece there, and it's like a rock. There we go. So we break those down as small as we can. And we're going to be making another prison burrito today. I forgot to mention that before we dived in. We did make a prison burrito before, but this is going to be a different style burrito, and this is actually going to be a little bit more healthier than the last one, and probably a little bit more suited for something you may have if you have items in your pantry at home, or your emergency doomsday bunker. These might be things that you have available. So we've got our ramen crushed down there. Really was a solid piece there. Now if I can open these without making too much mess, and I have a terrible track record. There you go, we've ripped it, but yeah, we lost some. As always, terrible track record opening these things. So anyway, we dumped our ramen in, just to show you, there was the piece that's like a brick. And still, there we go, we managed to get it. So we've got some seasoning. And in this instant, I'm not too sure if we're going to use it or not, but we're going to leave it to the side just in case. So, ramen noodle are in the bag. Now, next thing we're going to add is some goldfish, and these are Special Incredibles 2 goldfish. They're probably out of date. I don't know when that movie was current, but I picked them up in the dollar store. So, this is going to be our cheese. So, it's going to be quite nice because we've got some red and different colours in there. So, just about a handful. And again, we're going to kind of crush that up as much to powder in the bag as we can. So, just so you can see, we've got ramen noodles and we've got goldfish. Now, there we go. Next thing we're going to add to this is our Slim Jim beef and cheese, and this is going to provide us with our steak and our cheese for the burrito. So, say goodbye to the goldfish. They're going to go out the way, although I'm going to eat a couple, because I do like my goldfish. So let's get rid of the trash. I did have some scissors, but there we are. So this might make things easier. I should have used these with a ramen. So we've got our beef and we've got our cheese. Sorry, I'm still chewing on goldfish. So it's not a very edible looking piece of beef, but never mind. So you know what? Let's see how the scissors work. It works quite well. So we're going to try and cut this down. You know what? Let's go like this. Can you see in there? And we're just going to use these scissors to chop up into pretty small pieces our beef stick. And this is going to kind of be our ground beef. And honestly, the smaller you can get this, kind of the better. Because it's a bit funky if you get a big chunk of this in the burrito. So there you go, kind of just chopping that up as small as we can. Chop, chop, chop. Sorry, that was what that whistle was in the background. I'm not too sure if you even heard it or not, but there we go. So there's our beef chopped up, and give that a shake. Put that little piece we dropped in. So we've got beef, cheese, and goldfish going in there. And you know, it's probably quicker if we just use our fingers than the scissors, and yes it is. There we go, you can see what we're doing there. Maybe just squeezing off the cheese. And there you go. Goodness, that kind of, don't really know what it smells like, but there's some strong flavours in there. And you know by now we've got our Gatorade bottle with hot water from the tap. And it's as hot as we can get it, so we're going to use a very little amount of this to get our ramen noodles and our beef and cheese cooking. So there we go. Maybe just enough to, there you go, that should be good. Squash that down, and the beauty of this, we've got the steel top stop, so hopefully that'll save us some leakage. And we're just going to roll that up, and that's going to be there cooking, and we'll leave that in the background with the little seasoning packet just in case we use some later. So as you can see, we didn't really use very much water, only like that much. You won't be able to cook the same amount of rice with that amount of water, that's for certain, or pasta for that matter. So we don't need our water anymore. We don't need our beef sticks packaging. We're going to move on to the next stage. While we've got our noodles cooking there in the background, we're going to get ourselves some tortillas. And in this instance I got Wonder tortillas. They were at the dollar store, and these have 9 essential nutrients and ingredients added to them, and then per one tortilla gives you quite a decent amount of nutrients in there and some good stuff. So I don't know how true this is, but anyone who wants to stop and pause the video just to see what you get per tortilla, there you go. But this is going to provide us with some of the more healthier part of the dish, if it is. So for this we're going to get one at the bottom, and we'll maybe be able to make 2 out of this, because you can only see that kind of small. So we're going to put that there. Now I got the next ingredient is going to be some refried beans. Now I actually had some refried beans the other day in a can, and I repackaged them in one of my weed baggies, and that looks like something you would actually find in an MRE, and compared to the can size, it's a lot easier to use. But I used this just as an experiment, and I've been keeping it in the fridge. I haven't left it outside, so I didn't want to risk it going bad. So this is just some refried beans. So, and it still smells like refried beans, so that's good. There's nothing funky going on there. And this is another kind of a little tip that, you know, you don't have to use the entire content of a can. You can, and you know, use half of it, and then if you have some of these Mylar bags, you can repackage what you've used. So we're going to get let's say a good spoonful. You know, it really does kind of look like cat food, but there you go. It's actually full of protein and some fiber. So there we go. You can see we've got a good wodge of refried beans, and we can zip this up for later usage if we need it, or if we want to make more than one burrito. We've got it ready and waiting for us there. So the next item we're going to do is I have a little can of home-style Mexican salsa. Now this was I think $1.09 at the No Frills, and it's got this little lid on the top, and it's a good little item to have in your prepping larder, because even just a spoonful of this with just the naked ramen, just the noodles and the the seasoning packet. This is just going to give it a little bit of depth and a little bit of something extra, so not a bad item to have. So we're going to get some of this, and again it's got that little pull off lid, so we're just going to put a little bit on there, not much at all, maybe a spoon, and we're going to just mix that in with our refried beans. And I mean, to be honest with you, if you wanted, you could just eat that as it was. So there you go, we just got some salsa and some refried beans. Now, in this bag, again, another reused Mylar weed baggie. I've got some leftover chicharrones that I was munching on before I went on camera and decided to save a few. So this is going to be our carnitas. So there we go, we're going to pour in our chicharrones, and that's going to give us a little bit of crunch, and that's going to give us our pork flavor. And this bag is now empty, so we can save that, wash it out, use it again for something else. So give our noodles a little squeeze, and yeah, I can feel they're softening up and plumping quite nicely in there, so hopefully not too much longer to do. So again, with the chili that I have here, or the salsa I have here, I could quite easily just dump it in with the rest of the beans, mix it together, and there's a meal on its own. So you know what, let's do that. Why the hell not? It's pretty much going to go in the same place anyway, so a little bit of improvisation as we go along. Get rid of the lid, pour in our salsa and beans. You know, really and truly, this could be a meal in itself. Not that it'd be nice, but if you had some tortilla chips or any chips ready, nearly squirted it all at the top there. So there's our beans and our salsa mix going on in there. That's for back in the refrigerator. We can use that for other ingredients. So as you can see, we've got this there. Get rid of that can. Grab a couple more goldfish while we're waiting. So we've prepped our burrito there, or our tortilla, and yeah, look at that, we've got a little bit of a leakage. So much for the leak-proof bag. Excuse me, crunching. Let's have a look what we've got there. And it's actually soaked up pretty much all of, I don't know if you can see, that's pretty much soaked up all of our juices. So we're going to just pour a little bit out of there. And you can see we've got some cheese, we've got some noodles, and we've got some of our beef sticks. And we've put that on top of our refried beans. Get the spoon out of the way. And there you go. We've got ourselves a prison burrito. Not very well rolled, but you know, we're not looking to win any prizes. And as you can see, it's going everywhere but in the bowl. Bit of a disastrous attempt there, but I'm not sure if you can see inside there. I'm going to give this a little bite. And that's pretty damn good. I mean, the beans and the salsa certainly give it the burrito flavor, and you know, the ramen noodle is replacing the rice. We got a little bit of the cheese flavor from the goldfish, and you know, the processed cheese and the processed beef, and we've got some crunch from the pork rinds. So you know, that's a good cheap little meal that costs maybe less than $2 if you have some of the things available to you on hand, if not a little bit more. But as you can see, that's quite a decent little snack size. We still have plenty of ramen noodle left in here, and in the end we didn't need the seasoning packet. I think that would have just been a little bit overkill, but we got some beans, we got some noodles, and certainly by the time you've finished your noodles and maybe made a couple of these, you're certainly going to have a full stomach. So we're going to leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll catch you next time. This has been a shit video production for the Thrift Store Prepper.